you're watching Cait Straight Up, and I'm your host, Caitlin, and I am so freaking excited about sharing this recipe with you today. It's going to be one of your favorites. It's one of mine to date. We are making stuffed jalapenos with a delicious crab dip wrapped in bacon. If that sounds like too much for you, sit back, relax, and I'm going to show you how simple it actually is. So it's time to prepare our jalapeno boats that are actually going to hold our crab filling. You want to just lightly take off the top of the jalapeno. You want to do it nice and lightly, let the knife do the work, and just cut off the top so that the stem and everything is intact. We don't want to lose that whole stem part. We want to make more of a boat, so we're not cutting it in half. At this point, if you haven't already, it's a great time to get some cooking gloves on, because jalapenos, when you touch the seeds inside, actually can make your hands hot, so that if you touch your eye, you're going to be burning in a way that you're not going to know how to handle. So it's a great time, probably from the beginning, but at least at this point, to get our gloves on, because we're going to be taking out these seeds. So then you're just going to kind of cut along with your knife so that you could pull out easily, and that's why we have these gloves as well. You're just going to dig out that center, and then you're actually going to give this part a rinse to get rid of the rest of the seeds. And now it's time to make the filling portion of our stuffed jalapenos that are going to eventually be wrapped in some delicious bacon. So I have 8 ounces of just a regular old cream cheese here in a mixing bowl, and I'm going to add in a couple of extra ingredients. So we're going to start with our spices. We have a little bit of garlic powder, not too much. You don't want your garlic to be overpowering. I know, I'm a garlic lover, but you gotta say it for this recipe. We're gonna add in a little bit of paprika, which helps with some really fun coloring, as well as paprika, from peppers. It's awesome with the jalapenos. We have a little bit of onion powder. Just sprinkle that into our cream cheese. And last but not least, just some regular old parsley. Other than the crab, there's 3 more ingredients that we're gonna add to this filling / kind of crab dip that we're making. Obviously, with crab, you need a little bit of Old Bay. So if you don't like Old Bay, you can leave this out. I personally love it. So just sprinkle to your liking. If you're in Maryland, I know you're really going heavy here. The rest of the country will just do a nice sprinkle. After that, we have 3/4 cup of some shredded cheddar cheese. We're just going to put that in as well. Last but not least, you got a little bit of lemon juice. We're just going to do a squirt or 2. You don't want to add too much because then it gets too liquidy, but if you want a little bit more of a citrusy flavor, go ahead and add an extra squirt. The final ingredient is our delicious lump crab meat. So you could find jars or cans of lump crab meat in any food store. Sometimes it could be a little pricey. If you want to substitute for the canned crab, that is fine, but I personally like some nice lumped crab meat because the chunks are bigger and you can get more of that crab flavor instead of a really kind of shredded crab. That's not fun. So just add that in to your cream cheese mixture. You can see here that I have predominantly crab in my bowl, and we're going to mix it all up. So just start blending it together with your cream cheese, with your other cheese. It'll start to work. I should mention this now, that we don't want the cream cheese to be too melted or anything, so pretty much right out of your fridge. And if you keep blending, that crab meat will get mixed in, the cream cheese will go throughout, and we'll be ready to stuff our jalapenos. Now it's time to stuff our jalapenos right before we wrap them up in that bacon. So since you have your gloves out, you might want to put them back on after making that dip. You still are handling the pepper, and we're actually going to roll our dip to put it in. So go ahead, you don't have to, whatever you want. So since our cream cheese was not super room temperature or anything like that, it's easy to handle. You can make a little meatball, whatever you want. I like to actually roll mine into a log that then fits perfectly in my jalapeno pepper. I mean, this is why you guys watched. That was pretty cool. So you don't want to overstuff your jalapeno pepper, so you're just going to give it a nice roll and then plop them in. So as you can tell, I've been making this for a while. I'm pretty good at eyeing it, but you just want it to be a little bit heaping. You don't want to be chintzy on it. I mean, you don't want someone to feel like they didn't get any delicious crab dip, because then, I don't know, they might be mad at you. But you do want to just make it enough so that you could get it in perfectly. Now the part you've all been waiting for, we are going to wrap these suckers up in some delicious applewood smoked thick cut bacon. Now here's the thing, choose your favorite bacon, turkey bacon, whatever kind you like, go ahead and use it. I got some uncured thick cut bacon here, that's what I'm going with. So we are going to use a full slice because we're going to actually start at the top like this and just spiral it around and finish at the thin end of the jalapeno. That's perfect. See, it kind of does 1 or 2 loops, and then we're just going to put it into a Pyrex ready for our oven. So again, we're going to just take our bacon, hook it over the front, loop it around once, loop it around twice, and end it at the thin side of our jalapeno. It's really simple, not too hard, and honestly, this is actually a really perfect snack for football season, which is, believe it or not, right around the corner. Once wrapped up in your bacon, it is time for them to go into a 425-degree oven. And after 35 minutes at 425-degree heat and that last 5 minutes, throw on your broiler, look at these bacon-wrapped, crab-stuffed jalapenos. If these don't look fantastic to you, I don't know. It is literally one of my favorite recipes. I can't wait to serve these up for football season. The smells coming off of this between the jalapeno and the crab dip and the bacon, it smells so freaking fantastic. You guys are going to love it. Subscribe to Cait Straight Up for more recipes like this one every single Tuesday. We also have some other fun tips and videos in between on Thursdays and Sundays sometimes. If you have a request, do that below. Find us on Twitter, Instagram, Cait Straight Up. We're everywhere. And other than that, guys, I can't wait to hang out with you again and see you in my kitchen. Bye-bye.